What do some people not understand about promotion, the promotion methods that you use that allows them to not have the same success that you've had?
Well, so I'm actually going to take one step back before we talk about that. And it's because it's about how you approach your writing.
Mm-hmm.
Are you approaching it as a hobby or are you approaching it as a business?
Mm-hmm.
And so when we talk about the marketing side of things, when we talk about book sales, the first thing you have to look at is how are you treating your writing career? Because one of the first things that people don't get is if you're going to make a living as a writer, you own a business. There's no question about that,
Mm-hmm.
unless you are working for somebody. But if you're in writing fiction, or even a lot of nonfiction, you're a freelancer, which means you own a business.
Mm-hmm.
So the first thing you have to look at and remember is everything falls under you. You are the CEO for your own small company. So then when you start coming in and talking about things like marketing and promotion, it's a question of what are you promoting? Are you promoting the book? Are you promoting your personal brand? And one of the first things that I see a lot of people do is come out the gate and go, even if they spend a bunch of money on ads, it's buy my book, buy my book, buy my book, buy my book. And the answer to that is going to be a large scale rejection, because if I don't know you or have some idea about you, the marketplace has changed significantly where people are much more educated readers, educated buyers, and information is available at their hands at all times.
Mm-hmm.
So when you're in that kind of space, you have to consider that your marketing efforts first have to start with telling people who you are, what you do, why you're doing it.
Mm-hmm.
And then the second thing becomes once people are interested in you, is then going and getting the book. You can go out there and push and just do a straight push for buy my book, buy my book, buy my book, and it works. You have to spend a lot of money to make it work. I mean, this is where you see most marketing programs come in. And what they tell you is, okay, spend $5 a day, spend five tomorrow, spend five tomorrow, spend five tomorrow. Learn what is going on in your marketing. And then for every sale you get, you're reinvesting that money back into the marketing engine. You've got to feed that sales engine. And then in a year or two, if you fed it long enough, then you can start to draw money off of it. And when you tell people that, a lot of people have that heart palpitation of, but I need to be making the money today. Well, like any business, if you don't feed the engine, nobody knows you exist. And it's not something where you can run an ad for a week and then expect people to have come back out and bought a book. So, I mean, that's the first lesson I always look to teach people is no matter what approach you're taking, sales and marketing is a long-term game. Creating a career as an author and as a writer is a marathon. It's not a sprint. There are people who do sprint. There are people who get that nice big hit, and that's luck.
Mm-hmm.
And there's other things that feed into that. But if you want to discount that and you want to know you want to build a long-term career in this business, you have to first of all treat it like a business and understand that it's not just about the writing. It's about everything to create the business, and sales and marketing becomes at least 40% of your time to do that.
Mm-hmm. It sounds like you spend a lot of time educating the authors about marketing.
I do, which actually cuts into a lot of my writing time.
Mm-hmm.
This year's not been great for writing time, but it's been really good for a lot of the other creative stuff that I've been involved in and a lot of projects I've been able to work on.
Mm-hmm.
It has slowed down a couple of my own book projects, but that happens.
Mm-hmm.
Well, so I mean, normally if you see me at a convention, if you see me anywhere out, I'm going to be kilted.
Mm. Okay.
Um, Part of that's because I'm comfortable in a kilt.
Mm-hmm.
I'm happy in a kilt, but it's also an attention getter.
Okay.
And it kind of accidentally became part of my signature to be running around in a kilt and an obnoxious shirt.
Mm-hmm.
It's not hard to find me. It's not hard to spot me, but it also became my Superman's glasses. So if I need that little bit of downtime, I can throw on a pair of jeans and a regular shirt, and people I've been friends with for years won't notice me until I open my mouth.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
I
Well.
was, yeah. And so, but it's also amazing how having something like that, that's a conversation starter, a conversation opener.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I've worn that same thing on stage to go speak at a technology event.
Mm-hmm.
I've worn the exact same thing on stage to speak at a business event where everybody else is sitting there in suits.
Mm.
because you can now spot me. You can find me. I'm not going to be able to hide. And yes, I very much am standing out, but at the same time, what's important there is if I'm at an event and I'm trying to get attention, I'm there to get attention.
Yeah.
Creating that thing that is part of your persona is going to be the thing that also helps create that sense of success. When I put that on in essence as a uniform at a convention or wherever I'm at, it stands out, but people also have gotten to know me that way. So it's part of my brand. It's part of my persona.
Okay.
Other people have different brands of personas. It could be a Hawaiian shirt. It could be that you have a particular piece of jewelry you put on. If you have something that's part of that transition that lets you say, okay, I've got to be in this state of mind because I'm at this event or I'm doing this. By putting on something that lets you say, I need to be in that persona, it helps you and it helps everybody else be accustomed to looking for you. Because again, if you're out and doing these sorts of things, creating something that is part of that part of your persona, it could be a smoking jacket, it could be a hat, it could be any number of effective things as long as it's consistent and becomes part of your brand. But again, this is one of those things that I'll say is make sure it's true to who you are. Make sure your persona is the best parts of you.
Okay.
Make sure your persona is that thing you want to share, and those things that you put outside of yourself that will draw in and attract that attention should reflect that.
Okay.